Partnered by Times Influence.
Hello and welcome to India's Finest Workplaces, a special series where we feature the ideal places to work at in India. Now this week we bring to you a dominant player in the real estate sector.
Established in 1986, Brigade Group is one of India's leading property developers. Headquartered in Bangalore with branches spread across various cities down south and a representative office in Dubai, Brigade has built over 20 million square feet of development in 3 decades since its inception, with forays into residential, commercial, hospitality and education.
On this episode, we find out more about the company's work culture and their best practices, and also about why Brigade Group is one of India's finest workplaces.
With over 4,000 employees across the group, the organization works as one big happy family, taking it to newer heights every year.
Mr. M.R. Jaishankar is a first-generation entrepreneur who started this company from scratch. Ever since its inception, the Brigade Group has expanded rapidly. So let's find out a little bit more about his journey as well as the role of the workforce in the company's success. Mr. Jaishankar, welcome to India's Finest Workplaces. Sir, to begin with, could you tell me a little bit about the Brigade Group and its legacy?
I don't have much legacy because I started the company.
Yes.
And as a background, I come from a coffee plantation family from Chikmagalur, which is known for coffee. Having come from a business background family, so my family wanted me to start some business. So I did start a coffee chicory processing unit in Bangalore in the Pina Industrial Estate for about 4 years. So the industrial relations problem in '84 made me decide to diversify into something else.
Yes, yes.
So after some study, I said, why not real estate? So that's how we started our first project in end 86. So we started with an office building called Brigade Towers on Brigade Road. And that's how the company got named as Brigade Investments. So at one time we had the address of Brigade Investments, Brigade Towers, Brigade Road, Bangalore. So nobody could miss the address.
Yeah, of course. So, you know, in these initial years when the company was growing, there were fewer employees and then they started expanding. You've been an integral part of the transformation of the company. I'd like you to focus on the HR part of it, because a company is as strong as its employees are. As the employees grew, how were you able to transform the employees' thought process to kind of get them onto the same path, so that which has led to the growth of the group?
So having started as a one project company, my interaction with the staff was very close and as a small development to begin with. And you know, from the beginning, I would say the importance, whether we were 10 people or 100 people or more, or today, you know, as a group, we are nearly 4,000 people across various, you know, functions. So it has always been the welfare of staff was, you know, primary on mind. And I think that is what has given us the recognition as one of the best places to work, I would say.
Right. So when you talk about the employees, now, like you said, it's been a fantastic journey over the years. The group has grown, the workload has increased, but the employees have been able to manage their work-life balance. So shed some more light on that. How do you think the group has helped them manage this work-life balance?
I would say there is a number of training programs for the staff, whether connected with work-life balance or enhancing their own ability to improve their knowledge in various aspects, whether it's in change management, whether it's in having a one-to-one helpline in case they need any help, not connected with work, whether connected with family, connected with the work stress, connected with anything else. We also have professionals giving that help.
On that note, let's go over to some of the employees and hear from them about their work-life balance here at the Brigade Group.
I think a very special quality about Brigade is that it tries to be a very authentic firm, and a lot of that comes from our chairman, Mr. Jaishankar, directly. He is very authentic in his dealings, not just with customers in terms of what they're getting, but also all our partners, associates, and that definitely translates to employees as well. So historically, it's always been sort of an open door policy where he's very accessible in terms of our employees feeling like they can reach out to the highest levels of management and give feedback on what's working, maybe not what's not working, and how to improve upon those things.
Brigade Group is like a huge family. It's actually an extension of my family. It has been so easy for me to find a hard work, good life kind of balance. It's never made me feel that I am the sole contributor. It makes me feel that I belong to the family and the family gives back so much.
I have grown with this company actually. This company has evolved me how to become a manager. Earlier I was an individual performer, and then I'm now handling a project, which is, you can see that it's a 130 acres project, which is a huge in numbers.
So moving on, can you talk to us a little bit about employee development programs that have, because I think that is what is kind of setting the Brigade Group apart, to help grow that and nurture that talent in the group.
Yeah, considering the way the the country or the life is changing so fast. A couple of years back, we introduced a change management initiative called Sampurna Parivartan. That had quite a bit of positive impact. Sometimes, that initiative needs to get much bigger support across the organization, which will happen very soon, in my opinion.
Superb. So on that note, sir, let's go over to some of the employees and hear from them on some of these career growth opportunities here at the Brigade Group.
The company is a very close-knit company. People are very warm. The CMD himself welcomes each and every newcomer. So it is not any other company that you go shake hands with CMD, So it was very nice, very warm welcome the first day. We got a lot of motivational speakers coming to, boost our morale, to show what is good in us and what is, where are the areas we should work on.
We have one of the best training processes in the industry, particularly the structured technical training program for the graduate engineer trainees. It's one of the best. All of these have not, it's not been taken from something, it's all evolved over a few years, and I'm proud to say it's one of the best we have in the industry today.
During this entire journey, we have always remembered that the central focus of our growth should be our employees. So whatever we do, the overarching direction we take is how well do we engage our employees in achieving our goals. So this is a very key aspect of our business, and there is nothing more than an engaged employee for the successful growth of a company, and it's paid off very well for us.
Mr. Jaishankar, could you tell me a little bit about the employee engagement initiatives that are in place here?
So we also have a staff welfare manager who visits all the project sites and different branches to understand the employees' concerns and to give clarifications and to support them in whatever they need. Brigade has also initiated a chair in IIT Chennai to find solutions for affordable housing. So as part of that, we generally, one of our candidates, one of our staff are also encouraged or given some kind of a preference to get admission for post-graduation at IIT Chennai. So which is a very significant thing, and the people who come out of it, they are extremely pleased.
Thank you so much for talking to us, Mr. Jaishankar. It's been an absolute pleasure, and all our best wishes for the way ahead.
My pleasure too. Thank you,
sir. It's time for a very short break. Don't go anywhere. On the other side, we speak to the head of HR and admin at the Brigade Group. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be right back. Welcome back to India's finest workplaces. It's now time to meet the main pillar of strength that ensures that employees are happy and motivated.
To achieve the desired goals, every organization requires an efficient, well-trained and highly motivated workforce. Brigade has created a can-do team by facilitating empowerment and providing a vast canvas for innovative performance and rapid career growth at all levels.
I'm now joined by Mr. W.P. Jagan Mohan. He's the Senior Vice President, HR and Admin at Brigade Group. Hello, sir. Thank you so much for chatting with me. Sir, first tell me about some of the HR practices that are in place here at Brigade Group, which, delight employees also.
We are a very diversified organization. 20% of my strength are women employees.
Lovely.
And here we give a lot of importance for our chairman mandate for us is over a period of time we should increase it to 30%. And we ensure all efforts are done to provide a safe working environment for all the women employees. As far as the other best practices, what we talk about is we reward and recognize people. We have something known as a STAR policy, special thanks, appreciation and rewards. That's the acronym for that. We have another best practices we have. Only I can say, proud to say, in the real estate space we have been successfully rolling out was the ESOP, employee stock option.
Yes.
Purpose of this is for retention and wealth creation.
Can you tell me a little bit about the efforts that are being taken at the group to develop key talent into leadership roles?
There is a dearth of skilled talent. What they learn in colleges is more on theory.
Yes.
Here we teach them with the help of experts from the field on the application of the knowledge what they have learned.
Of course.
And combine it with the on-the-job training. And that way we nurture the people and give them opportunity to work in all the segments over a period of time. And that's how we create the leadership pipeline.
On that note, Mr. Jagan, we'll just go over to some of your employees who benefited from these programs. Let's listen in.
Every organization has its own challenges, has its own problems. Brigade is the kind of company that encourages you to identify and solve these problems even if they're not within your scope of work.
The training was fantastic. We had 5 days of training and we had Ian Faria coming and motivating us. Then all sort of training was excellent. The training started at 9 o'clock. We didn't know it's almost 6 o'clock. We're still in that. The energy we had in morning 9 o'clock, the energy is still there at 6 o'clock. The only thing which changes, like we came to know ourselves, like what skills we have, then how we can utilize it in this industry.
Even the concept of this morning prayer meeting gives an opportunity for all of us to really actually greet each other. More important than prayer is to greet each other, get together as a team for maybe 5-10 minutes and acknowledge and recognize people whose birthdays are there on that day, or people who have finished their X number of years, maybe 5 years, 10 years, 15 years.
How does Brigade Group provide some other lovely benefits to employees that keeps them engaged, makes them feel like they're part of one family rather than it's just a job?
We celebrated 30th year anniversary celebrations. That is a very eventful celebration. So chairman said people who have been with us, we in HR and admin team worked out a proposal and approached chairman. We said, sir, we will classify people based on years of tenure of service with the organization. So 15 plus years and above, they were sent to Hong Kong on a 4-day and 3-night trip. 10 up to 10 years were sent on a Sri Lanka, and below 5 years and below was sent on a trip to similar days, 4 days and 3 nights to Goa.
Lovely.
Around 400 plus people across the group company were sent on this trip just to make people feel and thank them for their contribution over a period of time. This is one initiative. Of course, we have other many other welfare schemes, like we have our annual health checkups, where we are very particular employee takes care of his health. So based on the year wise, we have tied up in established hospitals. We help people to go take care of their health part of it.
Lovely. Well, on that note, let's hear from some of the employees and hear what they have to say about their workplace.
I have had 2 boys working in Brigade Group, and it's been such a smooth transition from being pregnant to delivering and then rejoining work. So I have done this twice over in Brigade Group because of the way it has helped me and how supportive the office and even our team is here. You won't believe, every day during my pregnancy I would get 1 calcium tablet and 1 protein biscuit on my table kept. So that was the way they actually responded to the mothers to be.
We don't have the fear of committing mistakes because we have our superheroes to back us up. And this really gives us the confidence to take our organization name very confidently to the market. And the moment you introduce yourself that you are from the Brigade Group, the way the other person looks up at you itself gives you an experience which is very alive.
I'm now in conversation with the Executive Director of Brigade Enterprises, Nirupa Shankar. Hi Nirupa, thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you for being here.
Take me back to what does it take to build a brand like the Brigade Group?
So I think a brand like Brigade, which has been in business for 30 plus years, the culture kind of stems down from the founder and our chairman, Mr. Jaishankar. For us, we strongly believe that if your employees are happy, then they go the extra mile to make your customers happy. Of course, the end objective is to have happy customers, but employees play a huge part in that role. And we believe that, if you support your employees through their tough times, then they will go through that extra mile to support the organization in its tough times. So there's a huge focus on human resource strategy and what we can do to retain our talent, what we can do to keep our employees engaged. And every year there's a lot of thought that goes behind how we ensure that our employees are happy, keep their confidence levels high and keep their morals high.
So tell me a little bit about the work culture at the Brigade Group, which stems from all these things.
Obviously, you want to make the workplace a happy place. I mean, people spend so much of their time in the office. You want to make sure that the atmosphere, that the vibes in the office is positive. And I also strongly believe that, you need to figure out what a person's strengths are. So if you figure out, okay, what is a person's strength, what does he enjoy, what is he good at, and you try to fit that within the organization's requirements, you make that person happy, they're able to perform at their peak, and then that impacts the overall organization's performance.
Superb. And how do you imbibe the core values through the group?
So our directive is QC first, and that's our core value. So QC is quality and customer first. Quality obviously is of paramount importance to our customers. Customer centricity has to drive everything that we do. We need to make sure that our customers are eventually happy. And of course, the first stands for fairness. Fairness be it towards how you deal with your employees or your vendors or whoever you come in contact with. The I stands for innovation. So innovation in our products and processes. RS stands for responsible socially. So we like to make sure we create a positive impact in the communities we operate in. Because it's very important, especially in a city like ours, you create a large project, you want to make sure that you're also improving the environment. So we like to create parks, we like to redevelop lakes, we like to make it easier for the community around the project as well. And of course, the last is trustworthiness, right? Because again, that's important for customers who are putting their life savings with you, or for your employees whose earnings depend on the company. So trustworthiness is paramount important.
Now the real estate sector is not exactly famous for having a lot of women in the workforce, but Brigade Group is kind of breaking this stereotype, so to say, and you have a special team that's all women team that's working on a project. Could you shed some more light on that?
Yeah, we like to encourage women in the workforce. I think Brigade is probably the only real estate company with probably 2 second-generation women, driving the business in its core operations. And we also have 4 women on our board of directors, which is not normal. A 40% representation of women on a board of a company that is public listed is not very common.
And there's a specific project also I'd like you to shed some more light on, where there are a lot of women working in that project. So tell me a little bit about that.
So that's called the Arcade at Brigade Orchards. So everything in that project was done by women. So from the conceptualization, we had our an architect, part of the design development team. So she was heading the architectural part of it. Then we had the legal team figuring out all the legalities for the land. We have a lot of women civil engineers, and the interior team was also women oriented. So it's completely done by women, and we also track the performance, and the project has been coming up very well, and it's on time, perhaps even ahead of schedule. So it's just a little motivation boost to the women in the company as well.
Super. Well, on that note, let's go over and hear from the team of ladies that is determined to change the tide in the real estate sector.
People talk about women enforcement or you encouraging women and everything, But in Brigade, our CMD has put it across, like made it practical, and then made it mandatory that all women projects should be there. And though it is a huge project and then difficult project, he had that trust in us. And then it's like all the engineers and then the architects, license team, everybody is women.
I think with this project we've broken a myth that it is a male dominant sector. We can, as women engineers also can, dominate well and do good work here. We are ahead of the schedule, and yes, probably in another 3-4 months the project is getting completed, and I'm sure in this area this is going to stand as a landmark here. It is a, it's a commercial project which is going to be as a retail and office spaces. So yes, it is a landmark project, and yes, we are pretty happy about where we stand today.
Well, fantastic, Nirupa. It's been a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much, and all the very best for the way ahead at the Brigade Group.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
To achieve an equilibrium between work and personal life is the only mantra to success. Brigade Group ensures that its employees are balancing both parts perfectly by providing them training and consultation on a regular basis, helping employees lead a stress-free life.
Actually, I've been in Brigade Group for past 8 years, which actually shows how I've been able to balance work and life. Even now, being a mother, I'll be like, how best can I do? What best can I give to the kids? And how is it going to help them in the long run? So all that is always there. Just because of this work-life balance, I've been very content. I've been working. It's not one of those breaks which people take and don't rejoin. So for me, it has been so helpful that I've continued with 2 boys. I've continued working all that. So I think that's the best part of working in Brigade.
Along with providing a host of leisure options, the company also rewards its employees with overseas leisure trips to boost their morale and create a bonding among the teams.
It's a company that very truly rewards good performance. It's a company that recognizes and keeps an eye out actually for superstars, for people who like what they're doing, people who enjoy what they're doing.
Well, that's all on this episode of India's Finest Workplaces, but we'll be back next week with another inspiring workspace. Until then, from the entire team, many thanks for watching.
The company is headed in the right way with a very stable outlook for the future.
For any fresher who wants to learn something new or gain a very good experience at the beginning of their career, Brigade is the place to be.
There would not have been a better company than Brigade. I think that was the best option and the best choice I've made in my life.
23 years I'm working, out of the 13 years I have spent here in this organization. So it shows that how safe and how comfortable I'm in this organization.
It's an organization where you can come in and live and work for the rest of your life.
It's a great place to be in.
I'm really fond of being here.
Partnered by Times Influence.